Okay, this is my personal opinion. When Wicked Edge came out with the Gen 4 without the micro adjusters, it reminded me of the original commercial duty one that just had an angle adjustment, a gross angle adjustment. They are very fine, very capable sharpeners, but they're a set and forget. If you're willing to just clamp your knife, pick that setting and use that and get a very sharp knife and enjoy it, it doesn't matter that it is the 20 degrees referenced to the set and forget sharpener and not a 20-degree setting that you dialed in with a digital cube. One has a reference to the cube, the other one is referenced off of the delineations on the setup. So it's not necessarily true. It's a indication, a representation. And on the delineations, 20 degrees is finer than 25, 15 is finer than 20. Even though the 15 may not measure 15, it's still a finer edge than the 20, a thinner angle than the 20, than the 25. So you get all that control, but it's not relative to anything. So when we want those discerning users, we start with a guided sharpener that clamps the knife and we set the readings and we sharpen the knife and it's great until we realize that that angle, we want it to be more precise, so we use a cube. And then we see that the cube reading and the delineations don't match, so we overcome those challenges. The challenge is that one is referenced to a cube and one is referenced to the delineations with a standard reference, the way it's manufactured. Those delineations matter when a blade is clamped at a certain height. Everything works on the same triangle. So when you start with the small one, the triangle is smaller. When you get to the bigger units, the triangle gets bigger. The adjusters let us dial it in within that triangle. So every sharpener has the same capabilities. It's the user. We choose to get a larger triangle and micro adjusters to let us fine tune that angle because apparently it means enough to us that we want that dial-in capability. That doesn't make it any better, and that won't make your sharpening job any better either. It just gave the user the control to use the precision to enjoy the sharpening job the way they wanted to enjoy it. And that's the only difference, because whether you clamp it up or you free sharpen, as long as that edge is acute, your edge is going to be super sharp, and it's going to be hard for a chef or someone knowledgeable with knives to tell a freehand sharpened knife that sharpened well from a wicked edge knife that sharpened well. You may see the difference in the prettiness and the evenness of the shine because of the guided sharpener. But two knives sharpened well, it's hard to tell the difference. Maybe with the best test you can see a little different. That gets beyond there. But if you're going to start and you want to have that ability to dial it in, which is important for me when I'm matching bevels from a knife maker. I clamp up a knife and I try to emulate their edge, whatever the angle is. I don't just preset it and change it. I use it the way it's made. It was made that way, whether the guy that made it knew what he was doing or not. It was made that way, and I'm going to sharpen it that way to start with before I make any changes. I prefer the micro adjusters. I would not get that model without the Gen 4 Pro, without the micro adjusters. It's just too good to spend that money on it and not have the micro adjusters. And I believe that's why Wicked Edge discontinued it. because there's just not any demand for it. When you get into something that expensive, you don't want to set and forget. You want both qualities to the unit. You want the micro adjusters so you can either lock them down and don't use them and set and forget, or have them. But to make one that was that price point without the micro adjusters, I don't think it worked out, and I believe that's why it was discontinued. Thanks.